All right. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Thursday night webinar. This is going to be a great webinar. This webinar has been long awaited. We currently have 4 of our top selling travel agents on the line today. One of them, she dropped off, but I'm pretty sure she'll be back. 2 of them couldn't make it. So it's a total of 6 of them, but these agents have been doing so well, and I'm so super impressed. And I really think at this point it will really benefit everyone to hear, different tips and tricks from other high earning travel agents. So we currently have Miss Ivory. Hi, Ivory. We have Miss
Hello.
Darnisha. Hey, Darnisha. And we have Miss Taryn. Hey, Miss Taryn. And then we also have Miss Marcia. She dropped off the line, but she will be back. But I just want to jump into this, you guys. Between all 6 of my high earning travel agents, we have nurses, we have law enforcement, we have teachers, we have retirees, homeschool teachers. Like, we have so many different people that are truly killing it in the industry, and sometimes they're not even trying. So I guess my first question is, how are you guys doing it? And so we could just go down the panel, the way that I called everybody. How are you guys doing? Miss Taryn, Miss Ivory, Darnisha, how are you guys doing this? I think they want to know. Miss Ivory, you want to go first? Uh-oh.
Well, but for me, I took your advice of book trips you want to go on. And I said, hey, I did a group trip and was like, this is where I want to go for my birthday. And I did all the research and looked to see where, looked into that, got some group rates from them and put together a package, put it on TravelJoy and pushed it out. And that, family and friends, hey, I want you to know I'm doing this travel agent thing and trying to see how it works out for me, let people know. And all of a sudden people are like, hey, can you look into this trip for me and this? And in the beginning it was kind of rough. You're trying to figure things out, but the more you did it, the easier it became for you to be like, okay, well, let me go to this engine to see what this price is. Okay, well, let me go and see if this one does this hotel. And that's what I was finding out too, is some of the people we work with don't do certain hotels. So then was, well, I could do this package and this is the price. I can do this package and this is the price. The down payments are different. What kind of budgets am I working with? And that helped me figure it out with what to offer people when they asked.
I like that. What about you, Miss Darnisha? You are killing it. How are you doing it? What you doing? They want to know.
So for me, I pretty much just like I follow what you say. It ain't no need to redo the wheel. Follow what you say. For me, I was looking for something to do outside of work, and I was always that person my family went to try to do anything because my parents do not a thing. I did their flights and everything, so I was already doing that, and I was already trying to travel with my kids. So, family. And I have a big family. My grandma had 7 boys and 7 girls, and everybody got kids. So all of my big trips have been my family so far. So I'm blessed in that aspect. I have had a couple of coworkers because I am in the medical field. So I have a couple of coworkers that I've said, but yeah, just finding, like I said, what I wanted to do. I will go do trips and I will tell people where I'm going. Like we went on a cruise and I end up taking my daughter for her graduation, so it had good deals. So just like that, one of my cousins just left today for her birthday trip with her friend. They in Vegas. They just text me, they just landed. So just those events people have in their life, and if they know you doing it, they'll hit you up. People you don't even know. You put it out on Facebook, you have people hitting you up, you don't even know. I had to look back and figure out how I knew one girl. I'm like, I don't know how I know her. So, but yeah, and then friends will tell friends. So especially with TravelJoy, where they ask you how they was referred, look at that because yeah, I had a friend refer a friend. I'm like, who's this woman? I don't know who she is, but yeah. So the tools are there, and I'm winging it. I ain't even gonna lie, but the tools are there.
And it is working. It's working. I love it. I love it. Miss Taryn, how are you doing it? Listen, this is the group's master over here. How are you doing this, Miss Taryn? They want to know. Uh-oh. Is it mine? It's frozen.
Hey,
Okay.
there we
I can hear you now.
go. Okay.
So, hey, Miss Taryn, listen, did you hear what I said before?
I didn't.
Oh my gosh, my internet. I'm trying to get it together over here. I thought it was good. Listen, the people want to know, how are you doing it? You are the group's master. How are you doing it? They want to know. Can anybody else hear me? Nod your head if you can hear me. Is it my internet?
Now.
Is it my internet? I'm sorry, y'all.
That's okay. And I can hear you, but when you start talking, I don't know when to answer.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. Okay, so I was just asking, how are you doing it? The people want to know, how are you doing it? Because listen, the industry, it's there. All of the resources, it's there. You know, I try to tell everybody, don't be a secret travel agent. How are you doing it? How are you? Listen, you are the group trips queen over here. Please let these people know, how are you doing it? They want to know.
So my trip that I'm going on started out with just 5 people initially, because I joined for me. I didn't join to be like the travel agent person. I didn't do it like that. Somehow, my trip that was for 5 people in Dubai is now 37. And that
That's what
includes
I'm talking
Ivory
about.
over there. And it just happened with friends. My sister said something, and then somebody else that wanted to go. I have a group, I have an exercise group. And I just kind of set it in the exercise group, and it just took off from there. I'm a little different. It's not, and I don't know if I should say it, but I'll go ahead and say it. It's not for extra income or anything for me. It's just, I like to travel. And like Donisha, who always, I'm booking to travel for my mama, me, group trips that Ivory's been on with us. I'm always doing it anyway. So I just decided to do it this time, and it just went. And this is my only trip that I've booked, but you would think that I've booked all year and just kind of kept it moving, because this one trip takes care of a whole lot. Yes, for me. So it went from 5 to 37, and we're leaving on September 7th. And it's easy. I started out really intimidating though, because I would call Tyra and go, "Oh, Tyra, I don't know. I think I did it wrong." And she'll go, "No, you didn't. You're fine." So now it's just like whatever. So that's just kind of what I did. I don't market it. And mine's a little different because I get certain things that I'm not supposed to, I get VA disability. So they kind of monitor all of that. But this is that one trip, and then I'll be on another one, and I'll probably be on another call again that went from 4 to 40.
Listen, I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's talk about advertisement. I remember nobody's here that was on our Dubai fam trip back in July, but I remember being in Dubai, and we had a travel agent conversation. There was a bunch of travel agents together, and it was this one lady, Miss Jackie. Miss Jackie was an older lady. Miss Jackie's trip started off with 75 people, you guys, 75 people. But here's the kicker. Miss Jackie don't even use social media at all. So her 75 people turned into 50 people who were there in Dubai with her. And so a lot of people were just like mind blown. Question is, are you guys using social media? Are you guys advertising? And my biggest thing, I know you guys aren't being a secret travel agent, because the money and the clients would not be coming to you guys if you guys are secret travel agents. So first one is, are you guys a secret travel agent, and how are you advertising if you're advertising it?
I'm not advertising. I'm not. Somebody will say something, and I'm quite sure after the Dubai trip, if it goes all that I expected, the way I expect it to go, then I'll have other people that'll say, "Hey, can you book me a trip over there? Or when are you going next time? So
word of
kind
mouth. You're
yeah.
doing word of mouth. Okay. What about you, Miss Taryn? I'm sorry, Miss. I'm sorry, you, Miss Ivory. I'm looking right at her. What about you, Miss Ivory? How are you? Are you advertising? How are you advertising? Is it word of mouth? Do people just come to you? They know now, and so they just start to come. How is it working?
So I will say I'm not advertising like flooding, but it is word of mouth, and I will tell people when they trust what you do and trust you as a person, it means a whole lot more. Like my word of mouth, my Facebook page, I made a Facebook travel page, and I put I linked it up to Brenda, like you told me, and I get some people through that, and it's like, oh, I'm interested in this. And then I had to tweak it to gear it towards more of the people that would come to me instead of because some of the trips going out, I was like, I wouldn't go on that. So I had to change some stuff. But it was word of mouth. It was even people who used to be travel agents, and then they found out I was one, and people will call them and they go, oh, well, I know someone who's doing it. And it was even where someone was trying to renew their vows, and I was like, well, I'll look into it to see, because they already had a contract with themselves, and I was like, well, I'll look into it for you. It's not a problem for me. And I looked, and the price they had was better because rooms started selling out, so the rooms were more expensive. So I told them, I was like, it's better to go with who you have, and make sure you ask for these things, because these are things they're offering you. Don't let them sell it to you. And that in itself had that person go, the next time I want to book a trip, I'm going to come back to you, because I was honest with her. Because I was like, I'm not, and I'm kind of like Taryn, I'm not in it for the money. I was in it because Taryn told me about it, and I'm a single mother. And I'm like, I want to travel with my child. And she said, this is a great way to do it. So I'm in it for more travel benefits than anything else, but it turned into, this can be lucrative side money, especially in a day of inflation. So I don't advertise. My family has told me I need to do more. So I know I need to book a little one-on-one about, getting the business cards and things together. So
anytime. 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 Thank you, Miss Ivory. Miss Darnisha, what about you? How are you advertising? Is it word of mouth? Is it, how are you doing it? You guys are killing it. And, from what I'm hearing, a lot of times you guys are not even advertising like that, but people know you're not a secret travel agent. People know that you're a travel agent. So, we have some travel agents that don't tell anybody, that's afraid to put anything on Facebook, that's afraid to tell any family member, any stranger. Listen, I walk around with a stack of cards, and if I'm at the library, listen, I got them in my fanny pack right here. If I'm at the library, I'll put a stack of cards in the community center or some flyers. I'll put them anywhere. Listen, I get phone calls from everywhere, but there's so many different ways to advertise. Everybody, like Miss Jackie, everybody doesn't do social media. Everybody doesn't do, flyers at the library. Everybody doesn't advertise, but what I'm hearing, sometimes, you don't even have to really advertise like that. And the people are still coming to you guys. Miss Darnisha, how are you doing it with advertisements?
So I guess 3 is a charm, because I don't really. I don't. I'm like Ivy. I did do branch up, because you helped me with my Facebook page, so that is out there. And so it goes out word of mouth. I'm always talking, so people always figure out what I'm doing, and I'm that friend that's always doing something. So word of mouth. And then, like the other lady said, what didn't come for the money. I was already traveling and booking deals. And one thing, Tyra, you told me, somebody's gonna get the money. It's either gonna be Expedia or somebody. And if I can find a deal where I can travel and get a good deal, hey, why not? Because there's been times I done got checks you can send me, and I didn't even know I had money coming. And I was like, oh shoot, okay, somebody went somewhere, But I do think that because I know I was talking to you before that I wanted to look at doing like trips and like actually posting trips and stuff like that. So that is something I'm looking into trying to do. So that way I can have stuff that's already out there and it can make money and have stuff out there to advertise more. So, because I know my trip that I went for my birthday on the 4th, that's how I found out about it. On one travel agent had the trip already made up and it just happened to fall on my birthday weekend. And my girl was like, "You want to go to Dubai?" I said, "Oh, shoot, yeah, I'll go," and lo and behold, I ended up over this way. So, but yeah, so that's it, like word of mouth and the things that you have showed us to set up that puts the information out there so people know that you're doing it. But I don't stay quiet. I mean, and then like Ivy said, if you do good by people, they gonna tell other people.
Exactly.
And it's just all about remembering why you're doing it. You're doing it to help people. You're not doing it to get over on people, and those people will come back to you and they'll tell somebody else and it'll come back around. So even if you can't find them the good deal, just like I can't find that. I had to do it to my cousin. They wanted to go, I think, to Jamaica in December. I said, "Girl, I can't find it." And then when she wanted to stay, I said, "You want to pay extra $2,000 just to stay there, So, and she ended up changing what she wanted to go, but just being honest, because at the end of the day, you want them to come back. You want them to tell somebody else. You don't want that one deal, and then be gone. So, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I like that. And then one thing that I heard you say was sometimes people's budget don't really fit. Like I literally just got off of a Zoom travel inquiry with somebody that, the appointment was, 2 hours, and I always go through and glance at the travel inquiries. Her budget for Las Vegas for 6 nights, 2 people was $400 per person. I'm not about to waste my time, and I don't recommend anybody waste their time. And what I want everyone to feel comfortable with is not being afraid to turn clients away. It's okay not to waste your time. Don't let these people waste your time. So what I wind up doing, I looked up something real fast from where she's going, where she want to go. It was $1,500, and I say, hi, Miss, let's call her Melissa. Hi, Miss Melissa. Tyra with Mommy and We Travels. We got a meeting in a few hours. I looked over your proposal, noticed it was $400 per person. Budget is $800. Prices for Vegas for your time, the time that you want to go, where you're coming from, is about $1,500. If you will, look at increasing your budget to around that, that'll be fantastic. Let me know. And so she sent a message, okay. And I'm like, okay, would you like to continue with your appointment? She's like, yes. And so, okay, we got on the phone, we're at $2,000 already. And so, also what I'm saying is qualify your clients as well. Talk to them, talk to them before you start wasting your time, before you get on there, start doing a proposal, doing something that's way out of their budget. Don't do that to yourself. Pre-approve your clients. That's your time. Okay. And so, we got on there, she wants to make her payment, her deposit next week. So we're not about to waste a lot of time right here, because the pricing today is not the pricing for next week. So I'm like, okay, let's go ahead and reschedule you for next week, because when you're ready, I show her what I had around the pricing that I had. And I'm like, I can't promise this pricing, but next week when we come on, what we did today was we found the resort that she wanted. We found the resort that she wanted. We found the room. We found the flight. So next week when she's ready to come back and pay her deposit, we'll be ready to go. But what I'm saying is to you guys are doing great. All of the travel agents are doing great. Do not be afraid to not waste your time. These people will waste your time if you will allow them to. And it's okay to charge research fees if you want to. Some people charge $25, $30. That's up to you guys and your time. Me, I personally don't charge research fees anymore. What I do, I jump on a Zoom. If my client does not have 30, 40 minutes to jump on a Zoom with me to go over their vacation, to find the flight, to find the hotel, guess what? I'm not about to waste my time. I'm not, because if you don't have time to put time into your vacation to try to, collaborate to make sure that this vacation is perfect for you, then you're probably not my client. And like I said, it's okay to turn clients away. And I want you guys to remember that. And I want all of the travel agents that are listening to this to remember that it's okay to turn clients away, because everybody is not your client. Everybody's not your client. If you get that client that's giving you a hard time, even before you book them, listen, don't book them. Don't book them, because that's that client. That's that client that's gonna give you a bad review. That's that client while they're on vacation, they're on the phone with you every single day, nagging and complaining about this and that. Don't do it to yourself. So it's okay to turn clients down. All money is not good money. Okay. So that's one thing that I want you guys to take away from that. But we're on the topic about advertisements and how do you advertise? So me, I do hosted women and children's group trips. So I have a website. you know, you don't, as a travel agent, you don't necessarily need a website. The way we have TravelJoy set up, the way I'm training you guys, you don't need a specific website to sell travel. And that's something that I want all agents to know. You know, I posted in the group the other day, like a link for a whole nother travel agent. I don't even know this lady, but the way she had her TravelJoy set up with this Cuba trip, it was fantastic. You know, TravelJoy is already included in the membership, you know, when your travel, you know, and that's not included. I'm sorry. You guys are already getting a big discount for TravelJoy. And so you don't necessarily need a website. If you want a website, that's fine. You know, you can have a website. You don't need one. You have TravelJoy. All you need is TravelJoy. And you guys have been doing a really, really good job with TravelJoy. And so as far as advertising, I have a website, but with that website, there's a link. They click on the link and guess what it comes back to? It goes right back to TravelJoy. So you don't need, you know, a specific website to advertise your business. I post on social media. I'm on all platforms. I get people that come all out of the woodwork. I don't know where these people come from. They call me, they text me, they email me. I'm on YouTube. Somebody messaged me the other day from YouTube. Like it's so many different ways to make money and advertise in the travel industry. So for everybody's listening, you know, that's listening, pick the way that you want to advertise. See if it works. If it works for you, keep going. If you want to excel a little bit more, try to tweak it. Try to advertise here and there. Try to do different things. So advertising is all up to you. You can keep it word of mouth. You can go to the library, put up, you know, the pull tabs. It's so many different ways to advertise your travel business, but you guys are really, really killing it. And you guys are not even heavy on social media like that. And that's super, super impressive. And I think that, you know, other travel agents need to hear that as well. So let's talk about TravelJoy. You know, how are you guys doing with TravelJoy? Are you guys using TravelJoy? How are you guys doing it? You know, I think that TravelJoy is a good way to, you know, process your proposals when you're sending it to people, you know, for the invoices. Are you guys using TravelJoy? What do you guys think about TravelJoy? Are you guys using it? Miss Ivory, what about you?
I will say TravelJoy is my friend. Now we were frenemies at first. We were truly frenemies, but we've got an understanding now. And I have a godson that is a president of a multiple basketball team. And he got with me to get some pricing for hotels so that his team and parents can stay. And the easiest thing for me was to get the proposals and say, these are the lock-in dates, put in TravelJoy, you have until this date, and to give all the information on the hotel. Copy paste, like you say, copy from that site, paste it on TravelJoy. When it comes to payments, double occupancy, this is how much. And then for hotels, you really just needed the card for deposit. So I would literally put 1 penny, and I would put in bold letters, your card is only going to be filed. The penny will not be charged. Hit it on there, have the day where the contract said they have to book by, was my end date. This is how many rooms we had, the type of rooms, publish it. And it was like what they used to say, set it and forget it. Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I did until I had to register them bookings. But it was awesome. And even now, like I'm doing a trip for next year and for my birthday, and I put in options now, trying to figure out pricing and all that. And it was like 1 person pricing, 2 people pricing, then putting disclaimers. This is pricing for adults. If you have a child, this is how much. And then if you need others, contact me. But TravelJoy was so easy to manipulate. I'm a fan now that I know what I'm doing.
Miss Ivy, talk to us about contracts. I'm familiar with contracts. Some agents that are on here are familiar with contracts. I try to explain that contracts are really not that hard, that they're really meant to help us in the industry. They're not meant to harm us. And, you know, in real life, contracts are sometimes really scary words, or, you know, it's a really scary thing to hear. But what about in the travel industry? I know that, you know, it's okay, but coming from a travel agent's perspective, let's talk about contracts.
Contracts are wonderful because it tells you up front what's necessary. So when it comes to the client, I'm like, this is your contract. These are your set prices. These are your set days and occupancy. They're not going to go up. And they give you up to sometimes 30 days before you leave, 60 days before you leave. We're going to Jamaica next year. I have until April, but I'm going in June. So I'm putting stuff out now where this is the contracted rate. If there's any discounts applied, sometimes they give you concessions in the contract because they're like, hey, if you get this amount of people, we'll throw in this and that. And also, the contract don't have nothing to do with me. That's what I like. It's the client. I'm not. And then I don't know if this is for just agents, but we found out together that one of the suppliers, the contract was for the agent to put up money first. And we were like, we have another supplier that we can go through where we don't have to do that. And that's literally what I did is I know what resort I want to go to. The resort itself wasn't feasible for what I needed. So I went through another supplier. That supplier was like, yes, your contract is literally, these are your concessions if you hit this number. If you don't hit this number, you don't get these concessions. Okay, cool. I can work with that. I didn't sign not one piece of paper. They just was like, here's your numbers. Do you like your numbers? Okay. If not, good day.
Yep. So contracts are amazing. I try to explain it. I guess the best way that I can explain it is, how do you think the big name booking engines are doing it? They don't have these rooms just to have them. They get these contracts. They contract these room prices and they sell these rooms for however much they want to. My example with contracts, and I do contracts all the time, but the one that I won't forget is my contract with Grand MGM in Las Vegas. I had this idea that, I want to do a group trip to Las Vegas and make it fully loaded. I messaged MGM, went to the groups department. I needed 50 rooms. They gave me 50 rooms. It was like $757. Around the time when it was almost time, well, before I canceled the trip, I wound up canceling the trip because the engagement was really, really low. But at that time, it was double the amount. But my rate remained the same. And guess what? Like Ms. Ivory said, I didn't have to put anything down. So each and every contract is different. If you go to a resort that has it where, they want you to pay something up front and you don't want to pay anything up front, then don't do it. Now, it's really up to you. Like for me, for my group cruise for Alaska, I put up some money for that cruise. My pricing is solid, but you as a travel agent, you do not have to do that. You pick and choose. They need you. Put it that way. The suppliers need you. If somebody or a supplier is not servicing you, or they're charging more, or they're trying to get upfront money that you don't have, don't use them. Do what Miss Ivory said. She just went to another person. Now, guess what? She got the rooms that she needs. She didn't pay any money. There's cancellation penalties and cancellation fees, but guess what? That's on the client's behalf. As long as the client knows what the cancellation policy is and the penalties and stuff are, as a travel agent, you don't have anything to worry about. So thank you, Miss Ivory, about the discussion on contracts. Contracts are amazing.
And I will say, it's very easy to get those proposals back. I said, getting a proposal is the easiest thing ever. You literally send them what you want and they say, this is what we have. So it's not really like a haggle situation. And I sent the same proposal to 6 people at one time.
Exactly.
And got back information, was able to give it to the client and say, these are the 6 things I got. Look into these particular hotels. Like I put the work on them.
Yeah.
These are the hotels. Is this the distance you want? Is this the area you want? Is this the price you want? Are these the concessions you want?
Yep.
Yes or no? Okay. And put it back on them. So getting those proposals for the easiest thing ever.
Exactly. So there is a lot of suppliers. I'll give some of them. We got Culture Holidays, we have Gate One Travels, we got Spectra, we got GoGo Vacations. When I tell you there's hundreds of travel suppliers that will do this. Find the ones that you can just send the information to, let them work. Trust me, they want to work. We don't work hard. Let them do it. Let them put that full trip together and they'll tell you your deposit plan. They'll tell you everything. So that's all I can say about contracts. These companies will work for you. I no longer waste my time trying to put together a whole trip. And I used to waste my time putting together full trips. I find the hotel and then I try to book the excursion and no. Let them do it. Look, most of the time, it's companies that have wholesaler pricing already together. They have it already together. And then that's how I do my group trips. That's how Miss Taryn's group trip is already made. All of this stuff is made already. All you have to do is find the travel supplier and then put your group together, put it on TravelJoy. Sometimes you need a contract, sometimes you don't, but either way, always read the contract and make sure that everything is good. And that's it. So thank you, Miss Ivory, on contracts. Miss Darnisha, how's TravelJoy working for you? Do you like it, not like it? You know, are you guys best friends yet?
I like it. I'm like Ivory at the beginning. I was confused because I was trying to redo stuff and everything and trying to figure out how to send a proposal, how not to use smart proposal, because all I need to do is copy and paste what you already sent me. But I love it. I love that once I send a proposal to them, all they got to do is say yes or no. I like that you can message them off of that. Once they send you a message, you can message them back and forth on that. And then I like how I saved the client in there. So if they come back for another trip, all you got to do is go right there to them and just put it all in there and keep on moving. So I like it because actually my cousin couldn't find her ticket this morning. She called me at 3 o'clock this morning talking about she can't find her tickets. So I had to go on travel and find her stuff. So yeah, 3 so this morning trying to figure out what's up next. So yes, I love TravelJoy. I really do.
Good. Have you guys saw the feature where you can tell if someone actually read the message that you sent them? You have, Miss Ivory? Miss Taryn, have you saw that feature yet? So whenever you send somebody a message, you can tell if they opened it. Because, you know, sometimes you'll get a client, oh, I didn't get it. Yes, you did. But I'll, you know, we can.
You can resend the same message.
Yes, I'll send it to you again. You know, and one thing that I want to remember, tell you guys about TravelJoy is so very important. Whenever you guys are doing proposals inside of TravelJoy or sending anything to a client, what you need is this price is good as of if you're doing it like through American Airlines or any of the suppliers where, you know, maybe you can put it on hold for 24 hours or you're just sending out a proposal. I have inside of your template, all agents have a template. It's usually inside of your test trip. You go to your test trip and then you go to the note section. All of you guys have the verbiage to use for your inquiry to do for, you know, inquiry or proposal to send someone. And then whenever you guys are ready to make your own, listen, by all means, make your own. But what's inside of there is some verbiage. It's important. And it's basically, you know, this pricing is as good as of this date. And the only way to secure this price is by paying a deposit, because if you don't put that there, you may get Miss Tasha who comes a week later. Oh, I'm ready. You know, I didn't see your message. I'm ready to book. No, Miss Tasha, prices change. You know, let's go look at pricing all over again, and I'll send you updated pricing. So that's important in order to not get those people that, you know, the thing that the price is going to stay the same. You know, everybody knows that, but some people don't know that the prices don't remain the same. Just make sure when you send that proposal out, when you send the invoice, for those people that like to lollygag and, you know, waste time, make sure you let them know that this price is, and you can put it in bold, put it at the top. This pricing is good as of this date, because some people will definitely try to do that. And you don't, that's the last issue you need when you know that you said it. So what about you, Miss Taryn? How's your experience with TravelJoy? How's it going over there with TravelJoy and your mega trip? Isn't not in yet. Let's see. Uh-oh, Miss Taryn. I'm so sick of my internet. Let's see. Can anybody else hear me?
Recording stop.
Okay. My internet is so ghetto, y'all. I'm so sorry.
Are you hooked up directly to your Wi-Fi? Are you hooked up directly to the internet through a cable?
No, I probably should be at this point. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay, so Miss Taryn, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
How's TravelJoy going for you?
Okay, well, TravelJoy in the beginning, I was going to quit. Like, I was going to tell you to book my trip to Dubai, and then that was going to be all to that. So,
no, we wasn't going to do it.
I know. What happens is, though, I feel like I'm the other travel agent, because I've booked the one trip has been so good to me that I haven't done anything else in TravelJoy. Because again, I got 37 people going to Dubai because they trust me to go to Dubai. So I haven't done anything else, but for me, mostly, it'll probably work out for me because most of my trips that I book will be my group trips. And so I'll learn TravelJoy this time prior to booking the trips. And then I should be okay. But once you get it, it looks like it's wonderful because I was able to kind of get in and make sure my invoices were sent and everything once I got comfortable with the idea. Because I'm scary. I'm like, oh my God, it's not gonna work. And then it works. And I'll be like, oh yeah, I did that.
You sure did. You did it. You got your group going. Listen, that's amazing. That's amazing. You're doing so well. You guys, let's touch on the topic of wholesaler. You know, that we see a lot of prices around here. Our prices are not the same. Has anybody had any experience with wholesale? I know Miss Taryn has experience with the wholesaler prices. Is anybody else having experiences with wholesaler pricing, then, you know, putting trips together with wholesaler pricing and not being afraid to add on your commission? That's important. No? Nobody? Okay.
I added on mine with the supplier. It wasn't just a wholesaler. It was, okay, this is the price I'm getting. And I knew what kind of concessions I was receiving. So I was like, I'm not making the price more. And what I did is, like you said, I went on Expedia and Travelocity just to see what the pricing would be to make sure I didn't outprice myself. Because again, I'm not in it to cheat anybody.
Right.
But I do want to get a coin here and there.
Exactly.
So I do like go in, see how much the commission is, and say, do I feel this is worth this trip? Now we're getting good pricing because we're going on the back end. So yes, I go to the actual site itself to see what's the different pricing. And then I tell people that's the price there. But when you price it with me, it might be a little bit more because you can call me if something goes wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm going to call you the day of to make sure, especially if I'm putting together like just a hotel and transportation, but I say, give me your flight information. I will send you a message the day before to say, hey, remember to check in. Remember to be at your flight 2-3 hours early. Like I almost had somebody miss their flight.
They forgot.
Because they was kicking 45 in the morning. You're playing games. So yeah, the commission thing with any supplier, some of them don't allow you to add up, and some people will take money off if you bump it up, but you work that into your numbers. So yes, I have made it worth my while.
Yes. And so you guys, you know, speaking to everybody, don't be afraid to pay yourself these commission. When these clients go to Expedia, Priceline, wherever they are going to, listen, you better believe that there's commission that's already added in on the back end. So I tell all my agents this when they're booking anything, before you book anything, check 3 times. Check with 3 different suppliers, because I try to explain the industry like a box of cheeses, and it sounds crazy. Everybody has this same box of cheeses. It's the same ounce. It's the same everything. And so that's saying the same thing as far as, you know, the hotels, you know, everybody has the same inventory. However, everybody has a different price for the inventory because they have a different contract, and everybody is willing to pay a different commission. So before you actually press the book button, make sure you check your commission and make sure you check your price. Make sure that your price is reasonable. So if you have a trip that's for $1,200, meanwhile, Expedia, Priceline, all of them have it for $1,700, what are you doing? You're not here to be underpaid. You know, they're charging $1,700. It's okay to add on an extra $200-300 in commission for it, and you're not cheating anybody, because listen, if they didn't come to you, remember, we're getting wholesaler prices for the most part. You know, every blue moon you may see it where somebody beat you, another, you know, supplier beat your price, but for the most part, you are a wholesaler of travel, and and you have to remember that as a travel agent, you see prices that consumers don't see. Sometimes you'll see prices and it will shock you, but you know what? That supplier had a contract. That supplier had a contract, and then that's the price that they want to sell it at. And if it's a cheaper price, listen, do not be afraid to add on add on your commissions. Don't be, because you're doing yourself a disservice. Even if, let's say, you're not in it for, the money, add on your commissions. You're doing a service for them. You're still coming in at under what, outside suppliers will come in at. My thing is, don't be afraid to pay yourself. Ms. Taryn, what's your experience with wholesaler pricing and, the commissions and, what's your experience?
Well, I'm dealing with culture holidays, so my experience with that is great. I I love WhatsApp, because before I was having a little problem with them communicating back with me, but now I'll WhatsApp them because I've got the time down pat. Okay, if I do it now, they'll answer me in a little bit, and then I'll get my answer. But they've been great. The pricing is great. I will use them again for other trips. So it's almost like me and culture will, have a love relationship because of the wholesaling price that I get for the trips that I really want to go into as a travel agent. So they'll probably be my go-to for my trips because it's easy.
Yep. I like culture holidays too, but one thing I do want to say, their fam rates are amazing, and how we're able to put groups together based on our fam rates, that's amazing. When you're going in and you're trying to build something, in my experience, I've seen it where, I go on the side. I never take what somebody gives me. I always go and ask, a few different suppliers. Hey, what about this? What about that? I found sometimes that their pricing, may be a little bit higher. And remember, we're getting net rates. And so for some people that don't know what net rates mean it doesn't have commission included. And so you have to add on your commission on top of that. And if you guys, are dealing with culture or anyone else that's giving you net rates and you need a commission link, listen, let me know how much you need your commission link for. I'll make you a commission link, and then you can add it into, the cost of your trip. And then as you're paying your clients' proposals or your invoices, you can go in and you can pay your commission link. So at the end of the trip, you'll have commissions, coming directly to you. And I do want to say that all commissions are supposed to be coming to Mommy and We Travel. So if you ever get it where you have a supplier that, oh, do you want your commissions, or you want, no, send it to us. And then we'll send it back to you guys, because we're the host agency. All of the money is supposed to be coming through us. If you guys want 100%, listen, y'all got to be a whole agency and get the 100%. But back to what I was saying. In general, as far as check-in pricing, the one thing I can say that they have us on for sure is those fam trips. No one can beat their fam prices. No one can beat their fan prices. And so that makes it easy for us to put together a group where nobody can beat our price. So continue to use them. If you guys need a commission link for any wholesaler, just let me know. But I love wholesaler rates. And, we have every Monday, we're going to be having webinars with different travel suppliers where they're going to be talking about their different rates and what they have to offer. And they're going to be talking about everything. So wholesaler rates are good. And I'm really glad to see that you guys are using them. And please don't be afraid to add on your commission. Why are you doing it to yourself? If you're not paying yourself, don't do it, because at the end of the day, you still got to pay membership fees. You still got to pay for this. You still have to pay for that. So don't forget to pay yourself. Let's see. What about excursions? We're going to almost wrap this up, but what about excursions? Anybody had any experience with their excursions? And I know with culture, the excursions and stuff are already built in. Miss Ivory, are you adding on your excursions separately for your trip?
Yes, I'll be adding them on separately because I want to get an idea of all who was coming to figure out what's best suited. And then, like you say, I'm going to pick what I want to go on, and then I'm going to add a couple extra to say these are options. Like, this is an option for you. I'm going to these on these days. If not, and then shoot that by Italy.
Yep.
Shoot that. Was it Project X? What is it?
Project Expedition. Yep.
Yes. Shoot them links to them and say, hey, if this doesn't suit you, go on here and pick something. And if you have any questions, let me know. So yes, I want to be doing mine separately because I wanted them to be able to see this is just money for the trip. And if you choose not to go on these excursions, you can still go and have a great time.
Exactly. I like that. I like that. So you guys don't be afraid to use your links. Viator has a link. Project Expedition has a link. I gotta check to see if Amstar DMC has a link. I'm not sure if Amstar DMC has a link, but don't be afraid. They don't. Okay, don't be afraid to have those links. And guess what? If you guys have clients that are traveling out and then they didn't, want to pre-purchase excursions, if you know that they're traveling out, listen, send them your link. Send them your Viator link. I found you can go to Viator and choose choose the group of tours that you want, choose the days that you want, and then send it to your client. Miss Jones, I found a group of tours, that I think that you guys may like. Whenever you guys are ready, you guys can purchase directly through this link. And guess what? Passive income coming right on in. You probably won't even know it's coming. But well, yeah, I think you guys should get an email. You guys probably should get an email from Viator letting you know that somebody booked something through your link. But this has been a really, really good webinar, you guys. So I kind of sort of want to recap that, advertising, advertise however you feel, at some day, you may want to, revise how you guys are advertising. Not you guys are doing great. So everybody's advertising however they want to, it's so many different ways to advertise. You guys are totally killing it. And you guys are like Miss Jackie, you guys are barely using social media, if you're using social media at all. And it's simply word of mouth by, treating everybody, word of mouth, people referring people, just by treating people right. TravelJoy, you guys are doing good with TravelJoy. This is really, really good. We talked about wholesaler rates. We talked about contracts. No, this is really, 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 really good. You guys, for people that, don't know, like I said, these are my highest commission earners. We got commission checks for $1,700 coming up almost $6,000. It's so much money to be made in the travel industry. And if you want to make money in the industry, or if you're not even trying to, just still pay yourself, make sure you're paying yourself. It's so much money to be made in the industry. It's so many different ways that you can go in the industry. You can do a destination wedding. Like, all you have to do is pick up the phone. The bride calls you. She wants you to do her destination wedding. All you literally have to do is pick up the phone, call the hotel that she wants, get connected to the destination wedding specialist, get them all the client details. Guess what? You getting commission on a wedding. You were probably not even at the wedding. Not only that, you're getting commission on the rooms. You get commission on, all of the excursions that are pre-purchased there at the hotel. It's so many different ways to do it in the travel industry. And each one of you guys, all of you guys are high commission earners. Each one of you guys are doing it totally different. So there's not one specific way to do it. So you guys are doing amazing. I just want to say thank you all for coming on this webinar and sharing all of your tips and tricks with all of the new and sometimes maybe not even new travel agents, because like I said before, sometimes it just takes one person to say one thing for something to click in someone's head. And so I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are really, really doing it. And I know you guys are going to do great. I'm not even worried about you guys.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
Well, you listen, I love you guys. If y'all need anything, you guys already know how to reach me. I'm just a phone call, text message, one-on-one session away. Okay. So does anyone have anything else to say to the new travel agents or anyone that's maybe struggling out there? I can say, don't give up. That's what I tell everybody. Don't give up, keep going. But does anybody else want to leave any final words for the new travel agents or the travel agents that, that's maybe having a hard time? And, sometimes people may be afraid to call me or give, do one-on-ones. But listen, when I tell you, I'm here for you guys. I'm here for you guys. It doesn't matter what time it is. Call me, text me. If I'm on vacation, I don't care. If you need me, I don't know how many times I've talked to somebody while I was on vacation. I don't care. If you guys need me, I am here. Text me, call me. That's all I can say on my behalf. Don't be afraid to call. People like, y'all, you're on vacation. I'm like, I'm working on vacation. This is not, even if it was personal, I wouldn't care. If you guys need help, call me. Okay. So does anybody else have any final words?
All I can say is Tyra, because
this thing. Uh-oh, is everybody else froze? This is ridiculous, so ridiculous. Yes.
Absolutely not. She will, and I will tell you, I'm that one where I'm in a different time zone than her. And I'm saying, I'm a text her, I'll see it in the morning, or she'll see it in the morning, and she's texting me back. And I'm like, why are you awake? And she's like, call me now. And I'm like, okay. She's like, go back and do this, and then do this, and send it to me so I can see it. And she is open. Like, there's no stupid question with her. You can ask the same one, or because I know I was confused a lot. And I was like, but I don't understand. And she's like, but you're doing it. It's okay. So ask. And then she'll help you through, even if she doesn't know something. She'll be like, well, let's figure it out together. So for her to be so humble to say she doesn't know it all, really set it up with me where I was like, I cannot be as intimidated if the person I'm working for and I'm trusting to guide me can say, I don't know, then she won a lot of respect with me. So definitely, I will instant message her, text her, how do I get to you? So, and she'll answer back. So, and she's patient. So don't be afraid.
I try. So thank you, Ivory. Miss Taryn, my internet was being ghetto again, and this is starting to be embarrassing. I did not answer. If I did not answer you, I'm sorry. I did not hear you. My internet froze.
Okay. Well, all I said was Tyra, which is kind of what Ivory said. I said, because in the beginning, I know we had about 32-hour Zoom calls, and because I just didn't get it. But like Ivory said, you were patient with me. And even with Ivory coming over, she was like, well, what do you think? And I was like, well, listen, I've never had anybody to sit with me and tell me this is what I need to do. And I was comfortable. So if that's what you want to do, just come on in and sign up. And I promise you it'll be fine. And here we are on the same Zoom call with the top earners. So, it's just Tyra. If you need it, Tyra. That's it.
Thank you.
First time, because I've signed up with somebody before and they just kind of left me. So I was just like, okay, well, I don't really want to. So I've watched Mommy and Me for about 6 months. And I was like, okay, well, let's just see if I'm going to do it. And then when I signed up, it was great. It's been great. So, and I like the fact that it's not how much I have to do. It's what I want to do, but you're there to help me with what it is I want to do. So I don't feel like I have to do anything.
Right. I appreciate that, Miss Taryn. I don't know if any of you guys know, but I actually came from a host. I came from a mega host. And I felt the same way. I felt like I wasn't getting the training that I needed. And that's what made me go ahead and launch, my own agency, become independent, have my own host, become my own host and, nurture and cater to my agents and, do one-on-ones. When we do orientation, every single agent that signs up, everybody gets a one-on-one. I never want to be so big as an agency that I'm too busy for my people. Now, granted, sometimes I can't, call everybody in a whole day, but if you guys message me, call me, trust me, if I'm in a meeting right now, as soon as I get off, I don't care what time it is, I'll call you back. I'll text you back. And I want to remain that way. I don't care how big we get as an agency, as a host agency. I always want to remain at the level of my travel agents, because I remember what it felt like to not be helped, to just, feel like I was just there to make money for them. No. We are a team. If you need help, I'm here to help you. And that's the end of the story. If I don't know something, like I said, we're going to find out together. Okay. Because I don't know everything in the industry. This industry, it's an $8 trillion industry. It's so huge. It's impossible to know every single thing. But if I don't know it, you better bet your bottom dollar we're going to find out together. Okay. So those are my final words. You guys are amazing. You guys are doing so well in the industry. And I know that, anybody that's, discouraged, I know that this would really encourage them. And, I try to encourage everybody and, have pep talks with everybody. But, as I said before, sometimes it's just one thing that one person said to get that person back in the groove, to make them, get wherever they need to get or make it click in their head. So I appreciate you guys so much for coming on. You guys are amazing, and thank you.
Thanks, Tyra.
Thank you, Anthony, for being here. Thank you, Miss Ivory. Thank you, Miss Darnisha. Thank you, Taryn. Anybody have any final words before we get off? No? All right, you guys have an amazing night. Thank you so very much for attending this webinar. It is filled with so many different gems, and I know that the agents are going to enjoy it. Thank you. Good night.